Yuma, it's me! Welcome to episode 308 of The Willow Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life, Life is Wrestling. Now today I'm doing part 6 of my promotion spotlight. I'm taking every Ontario wrestling promotion that is currently active, and I'm going through them in alphabetical order, and I'm still on the B, so today I'll be featuring Border City Wrestling. Now Border City Wrestling was founded in 1993 in Windsor, Ontario. Scott D'Amore, Doug Chevalier, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and Chuck Fader. And I'm pretty sure, without a doubt, that makes them the longest running active promotion in Ontario. I don't think anyone's close on that. I found a lot of stuff at www.bordercitywrestling.com. It's a great website, very well done. They also have Facebook and Twitter and all the stuff you need. But that bordercitywrestling.com is just very well done. They have like their events, their rosters, they have a thing on the wrestling school. I personally love the part where you click history. They had these nice, well done write ups, just talking about different time periods and where they were running shows and what kind of attendance they were getting and the people that were currently being booked on their roster and stuff like that. And it was really informative, and I enjoyed reading it. So in the early days in 93, 94, some of the main guys on the card was Scott D'Amore, Chris Pylon, Bobby Clancy, Otis Apollo. On a personal note, I'm a big fan of Bobby Clancy and Otis Apollo. I did some shows with them in 2000, 2001. They were always the great guys to me, so I really want to put them over. There was Kangaroo Danny Cass, Mickey Doyle, and they were one of the first people to start using UFC competitors when it was starting to get famous back in the days when the UFC had just started and they were doing like those 8-man tournaments. They bring in Gaza Coleman Jr., who's a really great guy, Dave Beneteau, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Dan Severn, and they were one of the first people to really embrace that kind of thing. And then they started getting such good crowds that they moved to the Chiokaro Club. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right as well. They've had an amazing 20-year run at the Chiokaro Club. They've had some shows where they've had like 3,000-4,000 fans. They bring in a lot of past WWF stars and a lot of current stars, and they themselves have made a lot of stars. From what the website was saying, 2000 to 2003 was probably their hottest period. That it's arguable, they say, but they were filming a 30-minute show for Kojiko Cable. They've also been on the Fight Network. A lot of the people that either trained with them or started getting booked on them went on to bigger and better things, like Gail Kim, Eric Young, Bobby Roode, Rhino. Some of the old days, there was Johnny Swinger, Simon Diamond, D'Lo Brown, Chris Sabin, and wow, and they even have like a Hall of Fame section that has a bunch of those people, and Larry Destiny's in the Hall of Fame as well, and a bunch of the guys that started back in the day. In 2012, they partnered with St. Clair College in Windsor, where they offer scholarships and they run the shows in the gymnasium there, and it's just a win-win for both the college and the wrestling company. Their last show that they had was December 3rd, 2017, and they have a show coming up here in March. It's BCW March Breakdown 2018. That's going to be at 7:30 p.m. in the St. Clair College Gymnasium in Windsor, Ontario. And they're going to have some amazing stars. Alberto El Patron, Matt Seidel, Austin Aries. Who else was there on there? Eli Drake, Sienna Ali, Trevor Lee, Braxton Sutter, Moose, P.D. Williams, all the regulars that are normally on the shows like Congo Khan, Cody Diener, Aiden Prince, A1, Phil Atlas, Brent Banks, El Reverso. I just did a show last night with El Reverso, and he's a heck of a talent as well. Now, they, like I said before, they also have their Can-Am Wrestling School, and some of the trainers there are Scott D'Amore, Phil Atlas, John Bolin, A1, Johnny Bravo. He helps do the beginner's class. They do 4 days a week classes for a 12-week seminar, and they also offer classes for referees and announcers And that's the school you really want to go to. They have, not only do they have great trainers, they also run shows, so that's a good in for you. Once you're ready, they have shows for you to perform on and really get to know your craft. But think about all the contacts. Not only do the trainers have like look at Phil Atlas, how many times he's been to Japan, and like look at Scott D'Amore, like he was head of Global Force Wrestling. He's now currently, I believe, like one of the head dogs in Impact Wrestling. They have contacts everywhere, so it's really where you want to get in. And plus, if you look at like their roster page, man, it is very impressive. Like just the current roster alone is not very many people could compete with that. And then plus, if you look at like their alumni, they were back in the day they were doing WrestleFest and they were bringing in a bunch of guys. And just to go through that past performers page or whatever they call it, I'm not sure what they call it, but they have like the current roster and then people that have been featured on shows before. And it's just about anyone and everyone. Like when ECW closed down they started booking a lot of the ECW wrestlers and really helping them have life after ECW. And man, there's been some great shows on there. There's even been the one NWA title, Jeff Jarrett and Raven. People call it the controversy in Canada that was held at a BCW show. But there's a lot of stuff. I just tried to pick the most important things or the things that I found really interesting. But I could go on all day talking about Border City. What a phenomenal company. They've done a lot of good things for the wrestlers. They're a good place. Like if you go there and you do well for yourself, it will get you to the next level for sure. But let's hear what you guys have to say because I love hearing from the viewers. So like, have you ever gone to a BCW show? Have you ever watched any of their content online or in person? If you're a wrestler, a referee, a manager, have you ever worked for the company? Have you ever gone training at their Can-Am Wrestling School? Let's hear it from you guys. And always, as always, on the Willow Show, make sure you like or you get a leg drop. Comment or you get a clothesline. And subscribe or you get a suplex. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba.